Hello and welcome to this edition of What the Hell Just Happened, the vlog that likes to think of itself as a pebble in the pricey shoes of the elite. I'm your host, Martin Ganopolar. Let's begin with a little walk down memory lane. You know, there was a time in America when presidents brought people together by, for example, commemorating people's sacrifices. Lincoln did it in his Gettysburg Address when he spoke of soldiers who gave their last full measure of devotion to unify the country. In a challenging and scary time, FDR reminded us that we had nothing to fear but fear itself. Kennedy inspired us to reach for the stars, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Our previous president looked to find common ground when he said there was no liberal America or conservative America, but only the United States of America. I don't do Obama. Then came our current president who said that he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and not lose any votes. This president came into office with one goal in mind: acquire as much power and wealth as possible with as little accountability as possible. He's doing a good job of it too. In so doing, the president has said and done so many contemptible and unethical things that we're actually suffering from outrage fatigue. And if that ain't a real thing, it should be. Surely we should do something about this, shouldn't we? Let's see, what could we... Oh, hey, I know. How about impeaching the bastard? Nancy Pelosi, the majority leader of the House, has said she doesn't want to begin impeachment proceedings until all the facts have been corroborated. Hey, Nancy, think we have enough facts already? What, are you waiting for him to actually sell the Brooklyn Bridge? The time has come for her to make a decision. As President Teddy Roosevelt once said, in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing, and the worst thing you can do is nothing. Speaker Pelosi, if you needed more justification, look at what the hell just happened this week. On Wednesday, it was reported that a whistleblower in the intelligence community had sent a report to the Inspector General of the Department of National Intelligence. The report said that during a phone conversation with the president of Ukraine, the U.S. president asked him for some specific research data, and I don't mean the recipe for chicken Kiev. No. He was asking for dirt on Vice President Biden's son, Hunter. And he didn't just mention this in passing like, hey, how's the weather in Ukraine? By the way, could you maybe find some nasty shit on Hunter Biden? No. He specifically asked for this info no less than 8 times. What also alarmed the whistleblower was that the president tied this demand to releasing military support to the Ukrainians as a tacit quid pro quo. Remember, Russia invaded Ukraine and seized Crimea already. So for Ukraine, military aid is the difference between defense and surrender. Now, by law, if the Inspector General finds a report to be credible and urgent, he must send it to the Director of National Intelligence, which he did. And then the DNI must immediately release it to Congress for their oversight, which he did not. In fact, the only reason we know about this at all is that some of it was leaked to the Washington Post and Wall Street Journal. Oh, and by the way, the day after the phone conversation, the president ordered the weapons released to the Ukraine with no explanation. Bottom line is, the president used taxpayer money to extort Oppo research on his political rival's family. So, Mrs. Pelosi, if you're listening, I hope you're able to begin the articles of impeachment. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by members of the American electorate. Thanks for watching part 1 of this week's vlog. I'll have more fun facts to share with you in part 2. See you then.